While that direct might not have satisfied my Animal Crossing needs, Mario Maker 2 is looking incredible, and all I've been doing since it aired and that trailer was broadcasted to the world has been pretty much rewatching that trailer, and I learned a lot of things that I didn't pick up on my first time through. So that's what I'm going to be sharing today. I watched the trailer a ton of times and combed through it, and I found a lot of important things that you might not have noticed on your first time through. So hey guys, without any further ado, it's Thomas from the Switched Up, and here's everything you might have missed from the Super Mario Maker 2 trailer. I'm going to be going through in pretty much chronological order from where the trailer starts to where it ends. We've got no more time, let's just get into the video. So starting off, the trailer opens up exactly how we all thought it would, with slopes. That's not super crazy, but what is crazy is when we see the interface for the first time. Now, something that caught my eye immediately when we saw this was this revamped left panel over here. Sure, obviously Super Mario World, that part right there is where you change the theme. Underneath that is where you change the, aesthetic, I guess. Then there's the camera and the timer, but what's that bottom part? Well, that seems to be a requirement. As you can see, there's a little path to the goal and then a ... We actually get to see what's in those ... later, as there are 50 coins there in this shot. What does that mean? Well, essentially it means that the player has to get 50 coins to get to the goal, as you can see from the 4 out of 50 that's right next to the coin counter. This will be great for adding in extra obstacles for levels, as it's basically one more requirement people have to fill out in order to beat it. Moving up next in the trailer, we get a look at these scroll wheel things, and these are really cool. However, unfortunately, it no longer seems like you're able to switch between levels on the fly like you were before. While we still do get the little thing that shows Super Mario World up here, which implies there's a clickable button, nothing from these wheels transfer over to other themes. Sure, obviously things like Koopas, blocks, coins, and power-ups do transfer over. However, especially in the 3D world theme, there's just so much that doesn't make sense. We'll get into that later, but yeah, it looks like switching from themes might be a thing of the past, especially since we didn't see that at all in this trailer. When that was a main selling point of Mario Maker 1, it's a little suspicious, so just keep your eye out for that. On top of that, as you can see, these wheel things have dots underneath them, implying that not only is what you see on the screen part of the wheel, obviously, but there are multiple wheels for each thing. So there's 4 wheels for the enemies tab, and you can even see one of those wheels off to the right. However, as you can see, 4 wheels for enemies, 3 wheels for enemies. So yeah, it looks like there's more enemies in the Super Mario World tab, or the player just hasn't unlocked all them, but why would Nintendo use an account on they hadn't unlocked everything? I don't know, just kind of doesn't really make sense, so yeah. Once the title comes out, we get this shot, which is our first out of 2 shots that imply that there are vertical levels in this game. Not only is the entire point of the level to, well, go up, but there are those arrows pointing upwards as well. Now, clearly Nintendo knows the fans want vertical levels, as we know they've been listening to the fans because the first thing that opens up in this trailer is slopes, and that was the most requested feature to be added. So while at first I thought that this could just be one section of a level that's cut off to be only vertical, but the rest of the level will be horizontal, that is simply not the case, as when Mario moves from side to side, the screen stays still. It doesn't move from side to side either. This implies that vertical levels are here, because in Mario Maker 1, the screen would have slid from side to side as Mario walks back and forth along this wooden plank. Either that, or the camera's been significantly reworked, but I don't see that possible. On top of that, we get another vertical section later on, but it's an auto-scroller, so it seems like vertical levels are here to stay. And with that, it begs the question, Super Mario Bros. 2 anyone? That game was famous for its vertical levels, and while people didn't think the game style would work because it kind of much needed vertical levels, and that wasn't in Mario Maker 1, vertical levels seem to be here in Mario Maker 2, so Super Mario Bros. 2 anyone? Regardless, we get a shot of Super Mario Bros. 3 with the angry sun. Really cool to see that in the game. Next up, we get a really dope shot of not only a new theme, being the ice theme, but you can move these snake blocks around. and even choose their path, which will lead to some very creative puzzles, I'm sure. Next up, we get these switch blocks. They're relatively simple and remind me of the blocks in 3D World. Speaking of 3D World, we're gonna get there in a second, but first we have this custom scroll feature which seems to be built just for the airship levels. We're glad it's here, and it'll definitely be used in some very interesting puzzles. Next up, we get to my favorite part of the trailer, the 3D World part of the trailer. Not only do we have unique 3D World enemies such as the Spring Muncher here, but we have the most unique 3D World enemy of all, the Piranha Creeper plant, or the Creeper Piranha plant. The purple Piranha plant that, like, slithers about. As you can see here, you can also choose the path of these things as well. However, rewinding for a bit, when we see this giant piranha plant placed down, you see this little menu here. It lets you choose what piranha plant you want to use. A normal piranha plant, a fire piranha plant, a big piranha plant, a winged piranha plant, or a parachuting piranha plant. Normally, these options would be chosen from dragging like a mushroom onto it, or dragging wings onto it. And with mushrooms obviously just being an item you can use normally, as you can see on the top right now, we think that this option would probably still be here, and maybe this is just another way to do it? Regardless, it's odd, as the original Mario Maker had that system kind of figured out. On top of that, I'd just like to point out the clear pipes here, as these will definitely be used for many different cool puzzles. Next up, I want to bring to our attention this scene. I don't really know what to call it. It's like the carnival-esque aesthetic from 3D World. As you can tell from the big top in the background and the light-up blocks, this is in fact the carnival aesthetic. However, what is this like? What does this mean? Well, first I thought this would be the castle theme, but then I remembered that 3D World has a castle theme, and the castle theme in Mario Maker has lava on the ground. So this is clearly not that. Instead, I believe that this is a new, like, nighttime-ish theme, as we see another new Super Mario Bros. Shot later on in the trailer using a nighttime theme. However, this one does have lava at the bottom. However, we're going to assume that that's man-made lava. As you can see, the roof at the top of the screen, meaning that if that lava was put there automatically, the level would have literally no verticality. That doesn't really make sense, so we're assuming that now you can place lava wherever you want. We'd assume in that case that you can also put water down wherever you want, and that's a very exciting prospect to say the least. Editor's note, I don't know how I didn't realize this, but obviously the ceiling could be and probably is man-made instead of the lava being man-made. However, there is still a chance that it's the other way around, so I'm going to keep this part in, but yeah, this isn't actually confirmed. However, it is probably likely, as I would assume they'd put in placeable lava, as that was another relatively big request. But yeah, it's not confirmed. After that, we get a really cool shot of Cat Mario jumping through a level, stomping on Boom Boom, a new boss. Then we get this part. This is the most interesting part for me, as Bam. Not only is Luigi there, but he's wearing his Maker outfit. We'll dive into that in a second, but first of all, it's clear co-op is in this game. Why would Luigi be on the title screen if it wasn't? On top of that, it's Super Mario Maker 2. Having multiple players just makes sense. It might not just be 2 players though, as there are various characters wearing their cat suits in the game's promo art on the eShop, including Blue Toad and Toadette, meaning that this could potentially be a 4-player Mario game. Adding in co-op would be insane, as to my knowledge, we've never seen co-op in Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, or the original Super Mario Bros. Before. Regardless, the fact that Luigi's in his Maker outfit leads me to personally believe that you can have multiple people making these levels too. It just makes sense. If multiple people are going to be playtesting them, why would you not have multiple people making them? That would just seem like a recipe for disaster, as people fight over the controller to do what they want to the level and create what they want. It just wouldn't really be the ideal solution. And the fact that Luigi has his construction outfit on really seems to me that he'll be doing some of the work as the second player. What really seals the deal though is this button right here. A Mario colored person and a Luigi colored person are clearly together thinking. So could toggling in a second player be this option right here? That's definitely what it looks like, and from there we can speculate that maybe this will work over the internet. If this game is clearly going to have some influence by Nintendo Switch Online, and Nintendo's trying to market Switch Online even more, what would be cooler than editing a Mario level with someone who's not even in the same room as you? Making this system work kind of like Google Docs or Google Slides in a sense, where multiple people could be working on the same level at the same time, and pure editing and looking at each other's edits and building off of that would be insane! I honestly just get giddy just thinking about that. However, that's obviously not confirmed, and that's kind of pure speculation. What we do have evidence for is that multiple people can edit a level at once. This also makes sense because on the Wii U you were crowded around a gamepad, so having multiple people working on one controller just doesn't make sense. And I know the Wii U can use 2 gamepads, but no one ever did that, so eh. However, on the Switch, obviously you have to use a cursor, which sounds worse than a gamepad, but it does allow for multiple people, which could be an upside, as multiple people using multiple Joy-Cons just makes sense. So it does seem like multiplayer will be a big focus of this game. But with that out of the way, that's all that I've found. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and this game comes out in June, so expect a lot more content until then. Pressing the like button if you learned something new or just enjoyed this video means a lot. Same with subscribing, and with that out of the way, I'm Thomas from the Switched Up signing off. Peace.